of course, we got to give some credit to Vera Farmiga for playing Lorraine. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to 31. So, we're on day 2 of 70s week and we're on day 17 altogether. And for this one, I'm reviewing The Conjuring. So yeah, this came out in 2013, but it is set in 1971, inspired by the true events of the Parran family haunting in Harrisville, in America. Of course, they experience paranormal activities and hauntings, and they call upon the help of demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren to bless their house and banish these evil spirits, particularly the evil spirit of an evil witch that haunts the family and torments them with evilness. And that's the story there. So yeah, it didn't come out in the 70s, but it's set in the 70s based on the true events. Now, there were a lot of fiction added to this because it was added in there for the drama effects and that for the film, but a portion of the story is based on the actual case where the real Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, did investigate this house that was believed to be haunted. And I mean, I'm not saying ghosts are real, but I'm not saying that they're not real. I believe that there could be some life after death. I don't know. I've never experienced anything like this, really, but let's just say my mind is open to ghosts and that, and for all we know, they could be among us now. But anyway, on to The Conjuring. So, yeah, I like that they took some truth out of this and put it into this movie. This, of course, was directed by James Wan, who, of course, we all know has, secured his place as a master of horror and, has given us some great horrors throughout his career, like Saw, Dead Silent, and the Conjuring universe, where he still, whenever not directing, works as producer. And of course, when this first came out, I didn't think much of it. I thought this was just going to be another paranormal haunted house film and that based on supposed true events. But little did we all know that this would be the start of a cinematic universe franchise. The MCU did it, and they thought, let's try it with this one, The Conjuring, and so far they're doing something right, because we're still getting installments to this day. The Conjuring has had 3 sequels. We've had various spin-offs like the Annabelle trilogy and The Nun, and we're getting The Crooked Man and a Nun sequel at the time of recording this video. So yeah, and I gotta say, I don't know what took me so long to watch this. I mean, my introduction to this franchise was The Conjuring 2. I'll admit that. I saw that one first. But I'm glad I actually went back and I watched the first Conjuring film, because I actually did enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought The Conjuring 2 was good, so I thought, I'll see the first one, because and I actually did enjoy them both, the first 2 Conjuring movies. Of course, Patrick Wilson is obviously friends with James Wan because he's been in many of his films like the Insidious films and Aquaman, and Patrick Wilson playing a fictionalized version of Ed Warren, He was great in it too, a good lead man. And of course, we got to give some credit to Vera Farmiga for playing Lorraine Warren, who was a real supposed sidekick, and she channeled all these evil forces. She was great in this, Vera Farmiga, and they would go on to be mainstays throughout this Conjuring series so far. I also liked Lily, what's her name, who played the mother of the Harron family. She, of course, did a great job playing her character, especially the possessed scenes. And who'd have thought clapping was, would make a good jump scare when she's in that basement in the dark and lights of the match. Then we get those hands that just go and make you, pretty much make everyone jump. Didn't make me jump because I saw it coming, but I imagine at that time when it was new, people didn't see it coming. But yeah, who'd have thought that would be effective? Of course, they say this film's PG-13 in America, which is the American version of the 12A we have here in the UK, but in the UK it was a 15, which is like our version of the R rating, so they must have showed stuff that they feel the Americans weren't able to handle, which I don't know why. They just do, really. But yeah, The Conjuring, I do like this first one, and there are some good jump scares in there. We even have a young, like, Joey King when her, as her career is taking off, because she's quite a well-known actress now. But, at that time, I believe her career was just taking off as an actress. So she played one of the many daughters of the family in it. And, of course, we had some good, dark, haunting moments in there. Even that wicked witch ghost woman. She was spooky. I can't remember her name. Of course, in real life, the house and everything, the scenery that we see in the movie did not actually look like that in real life. In real life, there is... they make a few changes and a couple of alterations, just for movie value and movie effect. But I thought this had good cinematography, a good 70s setting, a good, visual effects and that, and some good directing from James Wan. I bet you're thinking, James Wan, is he overrated as a director and a filmmaker? I don't know, but I actually like his work. I like the stuff he does. And I do think he's a good director, especially when he partners up with his old buddy Lee Wanell, and they both come together to give us something great. I mean, it is. So, yeah. I personally like James Wan, and I don't think he's overrated. Like I say, he makes good movies, particularly in the horror genre. I mean, he doesn't just do horror, he's done other franchises like The Fast and Furious and even Aquaman. But, of course, people probably know him better as a horror director. So, The Conjuring. What am I going to rate this one? This 70s set film. We've got another film that's set in the 70s but didn't come out in the 70s later on in the week, which we'll get to. But, yeah. The Conjuring. What am I going to rate this one? Let's try and keep this episode a bit short and sweet today. You know what? I mean, there was some drama in there, there were a few slow bits in there, but once it got going, it got going. I think I'll give The Conjuring, the first movie, I'll give it 3.5 stabs out of 5. So it's a good and watchable movie. 3.5 stabs out of 5 for The Conjuring. So there you go, there's your review for today. So do join me tomorrow where I will review another horror from the 70s. And it's one of my guilty pleasures, if you can call it that. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit I love that one, which we'll go to tomorrow. So yeah, have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. You can watch all of 31 so far on my channel, and yeah, I usually upload main videos like on Fridays, but it's October. I'm dedicating every single day of the month to this, a review every day from me. So yeah, see you tomorrow, and until then, next time, don't have nightmares.